Okay, here's part two of the WEC 50 post-fight analysis. Um, the next fight that I'm going to talk about is Pelishetsky versus Zachary Micklewright. Micklewright lost his first time in professional MMA against Pelishetsky. Um, a lot of the things that I said, like, I actually predicted this wrong. I thought Micklewright was going to win, um, but Pelishetsky ended up winning. Pelishetsky, despite his holes, he's really gritty. He's always in the fight. He was getting the better of the most of the time, getting the better of the exchanges for like the round. It was like 1.5 rounds, pretty much, a little less actually. Micklewright's, maybe he should have gone for more takedowns or something. I don't know if that's really his game. Um, but Bartimus just kind of got the better of him. At 155, Pelishetsky's actually getting a win streak going on here. He just beat Karen Durabidian, and now he beat Micklewright. So it's hard to say if he needs to step up in competition. I mean, he lost to guys like Lamas and Njokawani and whatnot. So, and I can't really put him in like contender status, or up there. If you give him Shane Roller, I think Shane Roller's just gonna take him down. If you give him like Pettis, wait, I think they already fought actually. But that's the thing with him. It's really hard to say where he goes. I mean, he needs to move up because he's winning, but like, I still can't see him beating too high level of a guy. As far as Micklewright goes, though, he's new. He lost, but like, there's some interesting fights for him. If he wants to fight Karen Durabidian, that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be a really interesting striking exchange there. Other guys he can fight, maybe like Njokawani, that'd be pretty cool. Or else he can fight like Danny Castillo's actually pretty good, but and he's just coming off a win, but so it's there's still some fighters, a good amount of fighters from Micklewright. He just needs to start back to the bottom and go up. So the next fight I want to talk about is Anthony Njokwani versus Maciej Juczko. I think I just totally killed that name. I predicted this one wrong too. I totally thought Njokwani would win by KO or TKO, and within the first couple seconds, it looks like that was what was going to happen, and then all of a sudden, Njokwani lost. In the striking. So it really surprised me. Really questions where Njokwani is in the WC and where he fits in now, because he fights at 155. He lost to like Roller. He lost to Ben Henderson. He beat like Hordesky, but like, it's really hard to say where he goes. I don't know if this is like 2 losses in a row now. I don't know if they're gonna cut him. He's a really exciting fighter, a really exciting stand-up fighter, great skills, but he obviously has a lot of deficiencies in the floor, and he just kind of got caught. I don't really know how else to say it, but it just kind of looks like he got caught. Maciej, he kind of attacked him with like a spinning back elbow, it looked like, or something that really seemed to have caught him off guard. But good win for him. Good win for Maciej. Really good win. He can fight like Danny Castillo, who just came off a big win. Ricardo Lamas. He can fight just about like, there's a lot of fights with this card that they really set up. Like the people that won on this card, they can fight each other on a future card. The losers of this card can fight the losers, or can fight each other in another card. So I think they really set up the fights here really well too. But yeah, like I said, Lamas and Castillo just came off wins. I don't really see why you can't really give those two to Maciej. I think they'd be good fights. Next fight I want to talk about is Javier Vasquez versus McDemenis Semizer. Semizer is now on a 2-fight losing streak. He just lost by rear naked choke by Vasquez. I actually chose Semizer to win this fight. He did not win the fight. It's tough to say with him. He doesn't have a lot of with Semizer. He doesn't have a lot of fights under his belt. So obviously he still needs to grow as a fighter. And he's fighting some pretty tough guys. You know, he lost to Davidis Tersavicius, really tough wrestler. You know. Well, now he's fighting Javier Vasquez, quite the veteran, great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, so he's fighting a lot of tough guys, and I'm not saying he's fighting. He may be fighting a little too high. Maybe the upset actually hurt. You know, there's a theory that maybe the upset over Wagner Fabiano hurt him because they just kept giving him like tougher and tougher guys instead of giving him like more like, you know, maybe a couple more. I don't want to say like easy wins, but like I don't really know how else to say it. You know, as far as Javier Vasquez goes, I said earlier that he can fight like he can fight like Chad Mendes. That'd be a good fight. You know, I'd like to see how Mendes does against a jiu-jitsu guy like a Javier Vasquez. And I think, you know, Javier, he just came off a win over Jens Pulver, and now he's coming off a win over Semizer, who's coming off a loss too. So, I think Mendes versus Vasquez would be interesting. I'd like to see how Mendes would handle the jiu-jitsu of Vasquez and see a ground war, to be honest, if possible. Yeah. Next fight I want to talk about is Ricardo Lamas versus Dave Jansen. Not much to say. It's kind of how I predicted it to go. It's tough to say where these guys go. Jansen, he also lost Chalaroos not too long ago. I know he beat Crunkleton. So it's really hard to say. He's a guy that sets a really good pace. Stand up needs some work. Good wrestling, but more so that he's just really aggressive and tenacious about it. So it's really tough to say where he's going to go from here. I don't know. I don't think they'll cut him or anything. He's a good fighter, and he's WEC level for sure. Ricardo Lamas, really good. He's had a lot of good fights. He's beat Bart Palaszewski in like 3 days' notice. You know, so it's not like I like to see a rematch with him or anything. Maybe you can give him some like roller or something. It's hard to say. Maybe someone like 8mm Ratcliffe, Varner maybe. It's tough to say. Varner's pretty high up there. I wouldn't actually put him too high up. Yeah, a good win for him, but yeah, I don't really think you need to put him that high up actually. But the next fight is Fredson Paixão versus Brian Caraway. I'm kind of glad Paixão won. I think I said this in my predictions, but Caraway's going out with Miesha Tate, and that bugs me. I think it bugs a lot of MMA fans too, and they're just not going to admit it. But I will admit it. You know, all joking aside, though, Caraway's an alright fighter. You know, he lost to Pettis pretty recently, and now he just lost to Paixão by a split decision. You know, Paixão's a great jiu-jitsu guy. He's lost to guys like Fabiano and whatnot. So it's really hard to say where these guys go because they're kind of more in the lower tier of the division. So I think they just have to fight other lower tier guys, really, and just kind of build up. I can't really say who exactly they should fight next, but just within that lower range, maybe the mid-range of that division. And finally, Danny Castillo beat Dustin Poirier by decision. Another win for the Alpha Males. Well, not another because Benavidez lost, but Mendes won. But good for Castillo. He's a good fighter. He's fought a lot of guys. He's fought guys like Lamas and Pettis. So there's always fights for him at 155. I'd put him more towards the mid of the division. He's a good fighter, lower to mid. He needs to build himself a lot more. And then Poirier, didn't really know where to put him, if he even belongs in the WEC or not. It's tough to say. Um, but yeah, if they keep, I mean, I just let them fight some lower tiers of the 155 division, really. So that's it with the WEC 50 post-fight analysis. Please leave any comments or anything that you want to say to me. I'll try and answer your questions, actually. And like I said, I'm gonna have a weekly show. So, and if there's like other big cards, I'm probably gonna have predictions for that too. So, it wouldn't be surprising to see 2 or 3 shows um, per week here for MMA for you. Okay, so I'll see you guys next time, and please visit our sponsor, Go Business 123. Thank you.